What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? It's Sean here with SNS Serpentarium. I just got my little black house snake out now. The boy, okay, he's doing really well. Thank you for asking. He got my arm, little bugger. He can be a little bit upset on times. That's why I like to get him out and work with him. So hopefully now I'll hold him for a couple of minutes and I'll, give him some positive experience of hanging out with me. I'd be scared if I was a little noodle with a head like this guy as well, and he does have an excellent feeding response, so that probably plays a part as well. So yeah, in this video guys, I just want to talk real quick about stuck shed and what to do if you've got a snake with stuck shed. So this boy here, he never really has stuck shed, but I just got him out because he's a gorgeous little snake, and I've got to handle him as often as I can within the set time periods that I sort of allocate for working with the snake to calm them down. But what I like to do with stuck shed guys, first of all, just what I like to do for the first day is just, if it's shed off, most of it's off, and it's just got a little bit of stuck shed, just get some sphagnum moss, put it in like an old sort of container setup, like a plastic container that you get for like Christmas chocolates and stuff, or you can buy containers like that are sort of like that, but I find actually the old Christmas containers work even better. Cut a hole in it, alright, make sure there's no jagged edges on the holes, fill it up with sphagnum moss, and then what you're going to do then is you're just going to spray it down with nice warm water, not cold, warm, and around, the water needs to be around 80 degrees. Just let that settle for a little bit and then pop it in the tub, pop the snake in there. The snake should actually choose to stay in there because he'll want to get the stuck shed off. And then what will happen then is, hopefully if it's only a little bit and the humidity was only a little bit off, what I'll do is I'll actually just coax that last bit of shed to come off, and if none of the edges are jagged and but they're a little bit rough, if that makes any sense, what the snake will do is it'll sort of come out like that, scrape his body along those edges, and that'll scrape the last bit of stuck shed off of the snake. That is what they do in the wild and how they get off in the wild. So and hopefully that'll be the end of it. But if that doesn't work, then what you're going to need to do is get a plastic tote, or a rub, or whatever you want to call it. Drill a couple of holes in the top, fill it up to about half the snake's body height there. So if you can see there, that'd be about half. Fill it up to about that, pop the snake in, close the lid, leave it for half an hour. Hopefully it's come off. If it hasn't come off, just open it up, make sure the snake's okay, and close it back. Obviously don't leave the snake unattended the whole time, but at that sort of height, really of only half his body height, it's not going to drown, but I wouldn't leave it alone anyway, just in case. But it should all be hunky-dory. And what I like to do with that as well is I like to put a little heat mat underneath it, so the water doesn't cool down and it all stays at about 85 degrees, 82 degrees, something like that, and it depends on what species you got. And I just do that, and after an hour, really any stuck shed that is going to come off will come off without upsetting the snake anymore. If you get stuck eye caps or anything like that, maybe it'd be better to go to a local reptile specialist. But if there's none around you or whatever, what you can do then is you take like a cotton bud, dip it in water, and then what you do is you coax it off like that, okay? You're not applying pressure, you're just coaxing it off nice and gently, and then the eye cap will actually come off. I've never actually had a stuck eye cap. Oh, actually no, I lie, I have had a stuck eye cap once, or maybe even twice, can't remember, but it was no big deal. The snake is fine now, so there's no issue at all. Two other problem areas for stuck shed is going to be the cloaca. So just make sure that the shed is clear there if the snake has had a bad shed, and the tip of the tail, because what I'll do at the tip of the tail is actually cut the blood flow off, and then you can get problems with lack of blood flow, and the snake can actually lose the tip of the tail, and it'll just sort of have a bone sticking out at the end of the tail. It's uncomfortable, the snake. It's not very sightly, and there's no need for it to happen, so definitely try to avoid that. Yeah, so those are the best methods really of dealing with stuck shed. Obviously an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So next time your snake's in shed, just put that humidity hide in there first as last. It'll go in there and it'll have a perfect shed probably, and then you won't have to deal with a stuck shed then. So you're laughing then, but don't panic if you've got a stuck shed, guys. Okay, it's easy enough to deal with. Just try not to upset the snake too much and try to get it right next time. But as I say, it's not the end of the world. These things happen. And actually looking at my boy's eyes now, I think he's actually just going into shed. So perhaps that's why he was a little bit grumpy at the start of recording this video. But yeah, I'll put him back away now. I'll leave him to it. This video is pretty much done now anyway. I've got no other comments to make, but if you've enjoyed this video, guys, and you made it this far, make sure you subscribe, smash that notifications icon, destroy the like button like it's no one's business, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.